What's going on, guys? It's Team Emporium here, and today we've got a Salamangreat deck profile for you. And doing that Salamangreat deck profile is our very own
Andy James. How are we all?
So, how's Salamangreat been going for you, man?
I mean, Cyber Dragons were very unfortunate at regionals, so I thought, drop them, try something different. This deck just kind of spoke to me a little bit, and it's pretty fun.
Alright, man, let's get into it.
It's an interesting deck, mainly because, you know, this card is ridiculous.
There he is, Gazelle.
I mean, this is pretty standard ratios, really. I mean, you play 3 of these because your whole deck gets started because of this.
Yeah.
Spinny, you summon this. You can send Spinny off, or the traps. These are basically just typical ratios.
Okay, cool. 3 Gazelle, 3 Spinny.
Not much to say there, really. I mean, it's pretty bog standard. People are not going to like this, I don't think. Because I'm playing 1 Buffalo and 2 Deep.
So, why this ratio?
Because I find the more normal summons you run in this deck, the breakier it gets. Because if you draw like 3 normal summons, if you draw Foxy, this, and this,
Yep.
Foxy's dead unless you ditch it off this. And this card does nothing if you've got a better normal summon option.
It's fair, man.
It's just helpful because I run 9 hand traps, so this digs for him, which is really good. And this is just good. There's a reason why it's a £7 card. Is it £7? Last time I checked it was £7.
It was, yeah, a while ago.
2 Ovs, 2 Foxy.
2 Foxy again, cutting down those normal summons.
Indeed, plus this is a fun card. Though, I must admit, I am not the luckiest person in the world. I never draw a Salamangreat off this.
Okay.
I don't know if it's just my luck, or whether I'm running too many spells and traps.
Yep.
But it's a really good card. I mean, it's a +1 card advantage. You know, you summon this. If you excavate a Salamangreat, it's a +1. You're not negging anything.
Cool.
1 Ovs. Your rank 4 extender.
Okay.
This card's really good. You know, you can chain block certain effects with this. Also, you know, you summon Jaguar off the normal combo, and this gets you go into either an Abyss Dweller or a Maruska,
Cool.
which is really good at the moment, because if you're playing the mirror match, you can shut down the normal summon, and if this deck's normal summon is shut down, it's a pretty simple match from there. Now, here's a funny card.
Okay. So,
People love this card.
why are you running Raccoon?
Because it's the funniest card in the world. If your opponent declares an attack where you've got a Salamangreat on the board, you target both monsters.
Yep.
You gain the attack points of the opponent's monster as life points.
Nice.
And the monster can't die. Which is pretty funny. I have won games in time because someone's tried to beat me with a massive beater, and I've gained all the meter's attack
So
points.
pretty much a better Spinny, because it
Yeah.
can't die for the rest of the turn.
Yes.
Oh, but
You mean Phalanx.
yeah, Phalanx. But only problem, dies to cold.
Yes. But every hand trap dies to cold. This is this is a searchable hand trap in the archetype. I mean, Circle searches this, so it's a pretty funny option. Typical one-offs, Falco and Jaguar.
Yep.
You know, Jaguar, I wish I could play more of him, but at the same time I don't want to draw him, so it's kind of like a...
Yeah.
But it's so good. I mean, you recycle your wolves, add back your circles, roars, rages.
Cool.
Plus it's another rank 4 extender. Falco, when it's sent to grave, you get a trap. It's another rank 4 extender.
Cool.
Hand traps. This format is full of them. And I play 3 Ash.
Yep.
3 Ogre.
Okay.
And 3 Veiler. The poor man's infinite impermanence, because I cannot afford it.
Expensive card.
Expensive card, yes. I just find these are the best hand traps in the format, in my opinion.
Okay.
Droll only hits 1 deck these days. Whereas Veiler can shut this deck down, it can shut down Sky Striker, can shut down some of the dragons if you Veiler Sayuja. They can't play from there.
Cool.
So it's a pretty good lineup.
So 9 hand traps.
9 hand traps. Spells. 3 Circle.
Yep. Quick play rotor right
Quick
here,
play
guys.
rotor, 5 rotors in the deck. It's ridiculous. Rotors banned, rotors at 1, and we've got 5. Makes sense.
Seems very fair.
Also, quick play monster protection is totally fair.
Yep.
Scary card. This is just the generic spells.
Yeah.
If I was going to change this, I'd put more of these in. Because if your normal summon gets hit,
Yeah.
you get to special from hand, so you can basically set up anyway.
You can try and save your plays.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, if they're hitting you most of the time, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, that's fair.
The meta requires this.
Called by the
If
Grave.
you don't have codes, you're in trouble because of the amount of hand traps right now.
Yeah, your hand will die.
Yeah, you know, if you try to summon Spinny, or if you want to summon out Gazelle, you need one of these to back you up, or at least it'd be really nice to have one,
Yeah, definitely.
because otherwise you'll get hand trapped, like I did the other week. Balink's Pass is painful, guys. Super Poly, Chalice, Foolish.
So, why Super Poly? I get the Salamangreat mirror match, but isn't that usually a side card?
I main deck it because I've got 2 fusion targets in my extra deck. I've got a dark target for Thunder Dragons, because if you can get rid of the Colossuses, if you hit them hard enough on your turn, they have to end on a Colossus, like double Colossus Savior. You can hit the 2 Colossuses with this, make my fusion, and then you can just combo off. This is a poor man's infinite impermanence.
Another one.
Yeah, I got 4. I should be banned for 4 impermanence.
Illegal.
And then 1 Foolish, because this deck, there's a lot of things you can Foolish.
Fair.
Foolish Falco, set a card from grave, Foolish Spinny. Cool. It's just a decent collection of stuff. Now we're getting into the meat of this deck, because traps make it work. 1 Raw, 1 Rage.
So some people play more of Raw, or maybe I've seen some people play True or True Rage. Why are you only playing one of each?
Thing is, the way I see it, I'm running more hand traps, which are more interactive on your bonus turn.
Okay.
So if you're forced to go second, you don't want to draw these.
Yeah.
Which is painful. But going first, you can search this one. And this one, if you've drawn into this, that's the only time you're ever going to use this. And with my other traps I run, which is the Lost Winds and the Solemn package,
Okay.
as long as I open at least one of these, I'll have 2 interruptions.
Nice.
If I'm not hit. Which, of course, is
Most of the time.
pretty strong.
Okay.
So that was the main deck of 41
41.
cards, because I'm weird. I play an uneven ratio.
Okay.
Heavens above. The Lord's going to come and smite me. Extra deck.
Let's go.
1, Soul Fusion. Yeah, because I'm picky.
Original one.
And then 1...
And then one shiny one that everyone else plays.
Yeah, because my logic is it's easier to tell. The only reason I play different arts is this is the non-reincarnated one, and this is the reincarnated one.
Okay.
So when I'm playing in a match and it's quite drawn out, I know if
Which
I've
one you're going
reincarnated
for.
one or not. It's not just because I'm picky with art styles, but I am.
Okay.
1 transcode. This card's hilarious. You know, it makes your monsters untargetable, which means you can't steal them with Borrow Load, because they cannot be targeted.
Nice.
Plus it buffs everything by 500 that it points to, if it's co-linked.
Nice.
And also it specials out some of the more important links, such as the really, really important rare. 1 Phoenix.
Okay, 1 Phoenix.
Explanatory.
Yeah, just gotta get rid of that back row.
If you've got someone playing, there can only be 1. I'm not aiming that at anyone in
Salamangreat
particular.
style.
3 of the expensive rare.
Silly that a rare could be so expensive.
I know, but it's important. Because at the end of the day, this makes the deck work. This is why Jaguar was so important in the main deck, because you can bring back this, put it back in your extra deck.
Yep.
Makes it pretty good. I mean, if anyone plays less than 3, they're...
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it.
Don't insult the viewers.
I'm trying not to. I'm doing better than Cyber Dragons. I outright insulted them last time.
Yes, you did.
3 Balinks. If you're in a drawn out match,
Yep.
this card is invaluable. You know, you draw into a Salamangreat, you can start your graveyard off. Plus, this triggers Gazelle. You make a monster with this, send it to grave, Gazelle specials.
Cool.
It's important. Plus, it's a field spell search.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong. My Xyz, I got 1 Stalio, 1 Busca, and 1 Abyss Dweller.
Okay, so 1 Stalio is a bit of a weird choice. Why are you only running 1 Stalio? Everyone else runs it at 2. Like, it just seems too invaluable.
At the end of the first turn, it's kind of outlived its usefulness to me. Like, Yeah, the spin's good.
Okay.
But if you're playing Will, you can bring it back if you need it as well. Plus, I'd rather make the room for more stuff in the extra deck that actually helps me with my plays.
Okay.
Like, for example, Ruska stops decks, Abyss Dweller kills this deck in a matchup. It's just a really strong card against the mirror match.
Cool.
So that's my reasons for that. Now, this is the important spice. Obviously, I play one Chimera, because it's the best fusion
of fire.
and I've got one Starving Venom.
Okay.
Mainly because there's a lot of dark decks in the meta right now. You know, you've got Subterra, I believe Guru is dark, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
And all of the Thunder Dragon stuff, most of it's dark.
Pretty much.
The more important stuff is dark anyway. So you can super poly their board away to make this during their turn. So it's just another interruption to disrupt their plays.
Yep.
And this is just because, you know, it's funny being able to
for that
yeet somebody.
OTK.
You get the big yeet.
Yep.
Which is always fun.
Alright, cool. So that's the extra deck done then.
Of 15 cards, because if there's any more than 15 cards, it'd be banned.
Alright.
Be unfortunate, wouldn't it?
Let's go on to that side deck.
First things first. One Update Jammer.
So was that in place of your Starving Venom then?
Yeah. My logic is, if I was to side deck Super Poly, I'd obviously run this.
Yep.
But this has got a really niche use in my eyes. Like, unless you are going, if you're forced to go second,
Yep.
this card's amazing. But then I'd side it in going second. I don't really want to make this going first turn.
Yeah.
And plus my deck's more controlled. It's not really based around stopping them for a turn and killing.
That's fair.
So that's my logic for that. My last hand traps. 2 draws.
2 draw.
Because in the Thunder Dragon matchup, this card kills.
Yeah, it just even kills a lot of other decks.
Crusadia Guard Dragon also struggles with this.
Yep.
So does Sky Striker, because you can't add. So does this. It's a really good hand trap in this format. 1 Kaiju.
1 Gamma Seal.
1 Gamma Sealy Boy. I would play Dogron, but I'm just the idea of putting a 3k monster on their board with me not being entirely sure I can out it doesn't exactly make me. It makes me a bit uneasy, and plus this is funny because it's tiny.
Yeah, you don't want to give them a 3k beta that they're just going to slowly kill you.
Plus, if I don't have a Stallion, that could end badly.
Very bad.
For all involved. 3 Twister. Sorry about that.
That's alright.
Put it the wrong way up because I was expecting to play the game.
3 Ultra Twisters.
Yes, I'm a fancy boy.
1 Shiny Boy.
Yeah, I'm a fancy boy.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's
All
one of the
back row.
strongest back row moving cards in the game at the moment.
Yep.
And obviously in the Sky Striker matchup, it's pretty bad.
Yep.
2 Reboot.
Okay.
Only play 2 because I haven't got 3. I know what they're going to say. Buy another one. I'm a student. Can't exactly buy much at the moment. Plus, it's only really niche at the moment. I mean, apart from this matchup, Reboot's not really that much use anywhere else. But if there's any more trap decks in the meta, I'd definitely recommend this.
Guru Control.
What's it called? Altergeist as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I almost forgot. They've faded from existence.
And they have.
I mean, me saying I'm a fancy boy, I've got 1, 2.
Very shiny. Oh, come on.
Come.
Oh, common.
It's horrible. I'm sorry, but I need it for the deck. You know, this is hilarious. If you're playing in the mirror match, you can call Xyz. Can't make Stalio, can't extend. If you're in the matchup against Thunder Dragons, call Fusion. They can't make any of their really strong extra deck monsters.
Yep.
And it's just a funny card. You know, they can't bring out Synchros in
But
the
the
Guard
real
Dragon matchup.
question is, what do you call in the Crusader Guard Dragons?
I would call either Synchro or Xyz. Stop the Abyss.
Okay.
And the scariest card in the format, in my opinion, 3 evenly matched. This card kills this deck.
Yeah, because you just banish everything.
If you make them banish the field spell, they have to overextend. And if they banish things like Jaguar, he's a one-off,
Yep.
can't recover Wolf anymore, it's just really strong in the mirror match.
Cool. Alright. Awesome. So, that is the full deck.
Full deck proof.
So, what's your overall opinions on Salamangreats then?
I really like the deck, I'll
Yep.
be honest. I think it's one of the strongest decks in the format, especially right now. Because if you look at the other decks, you know, Orcusts, Thunder Dragons, Crusadia Guard Dragon, the rest of them, they're not as versatile, in my opinion,
Yep.
compared to this. I mean, this, you can OTK going second, you can set up a control board going first, and then OTK. You know, you can vary up how you play it, and also it's really good at recycling its resources and stuff, which
Cool.
no other deck in the format can, which is really good. You know, like a drawn out long game.
Alright, cool. So you're going to give us a quick standard Salamangreat combo here then?
Indeed. So, for people who've not seen this deck before, if you open one of these two, if I can find it, Circle, or if you open... Get there in the end. Where is he? If you open either Spinny, Circle, or Gazelle,
Yep.
you're set, because you've basically got a one-card combo.
Okay.
So say, for example, the opening hand is this and Chalice.
Okay.
From here, you can do quite a bit. For example, you can bait a lot of things, because you've got so much stuff to work with.
Yep.
So you can bait the Ash with Circle.
Okay.
So then Circle would search out to Salamangreat.
Okay.
So the best example for this would be either Foxy, you know, you can bring out any of the Salamangreat monsters. It doesn't really matter at this point, because you're going to put them in grave anyway.
Yeah.
But I'd search Foxy just to get that extra plus.
Cool. Well, hope to get that extra plus.
I mean, stack the deck as well, so it shouldn't backfire horribly. Because that would be very unfortunate, wouldn't it?
That would be hilarious.
No.
Yep.
And then, of course, this effect would be you excavate 3, and then you add a Salamangreat. Worked
Falco.
for us.
Ash.
So you add Falco.
Yep.
So that's a +1,
Okay.
even though in some ways it may not be. Because that wasn't the best thing in the world.
No, it was not, but we'll work with it.
It's working with it. So then you link Foxy away.
Okay.
Now here's the most bog standard of Salamangreat play. You want to summon Balinks
Yep.
as soon as possible to get the field spell. But because you use the Salamangreat as link material,
Yep.
Gazelle would then trigger in hand. So you'd get Gazelle Chain Link 2,
Yep.
Balink Chain Link 1. This is really good because you're chain blocking out the field spell search.
Sure.
So people can't hit it, because some people do. I mean, it's very rare they try to hit that, to be fair. They normally go for the Gazelle, because then Gazelle's effect would trigger. Sending to grave. Basically, at this point, if you've got the guarantee combo,
Yeah.
you send a trap, because then you get more interruptions on your turn. On their turn, sorry. So it's better off in that scenario to do that.
Yeah.
I would activate Sanctuary here. You can do it whenever, really.
Okay.
So in hand, we've got Falco, Spinny, Rage, and Flindars,
Okay.
which means we've already got 2 interruptions over here. So send Spinny to grave,
Yep.
by its own effect, buff Balinks. Spinny would come back. Then you'd overlay.
Okay.
Now, if anyone was to hit this deck, it would be here, unfortunately, because this is the pivotal point. But
Stelio.
if this goes through, so detaches cast, you'll go nuts.
Okay.
So it goes through, you bring out your... I'll find it eventually, I've stacked the deck in an awkward way. Bring out your Jaguar. What this allows you to do is you can then link away
Cool.
into the common, the rare. So,
Cool.
so then you can reincarnate Wolf using this.
Okay.
Remember, this is effect is continuous, so they
Yep.
can't ogre it. That's the thing that came up at regionals. People were like, I want to ogre the field spell. I'm like, well, you can't. It's not an activated effect.
Okay.
So then eager to get to the point, Wolf's effect would let me add Raw,
Okay.
because it's been reincarnated. So you add back Raw,
Yep.
and then you would activate Jaguar's effect.
Okay.
So you put this back,
Yep.
and then you special this here.
That's cool.
Then Wolf's effect would trigger
Yep.
to give you back Gazelle. Then you would obviously
Put that back into your deck. Yep. That's cool.
If you tell me to shuffle my extra deck, I'm going to end you. So then, in your hand, you have... What's that? I believe this is supposed to be the great. So, in your hand at the end of this now, you
Yeah.
have 3 interruptions. Plus, then you link Jaguar away to make a second Balinks.
Sure.
The only reason you do this, in my opinion, is if you get Kaiju'd,
half your back row shut off.
Yeah. So in this case, Roar wouldn't work, and if they Kaiju the Wolf, Rage wouldn't be as effective.
Yep.
But it still has things, and then of course this is basically poor man's impermanence.
Cool.
So you're ending on 3 interruptions, and you have planes for the next turn.
Alright. Awesome. Thank you, man.
Oh, it's looking.
So yeah, this was Team Emporium with Andy here, and this was our Salamangreat deck profile. We'll see you next time.